I'm Timothy Zahn, author of Thrawn, and you're listening to the Escape Podcast. This episode was recorded in front of a live studio audience.
One is a Grand Arena specialist from the UK. The other is a territory battle tactician from the US. Together, there are no signs of intelligent life on board. But with both having decades of hosting experience under their belt, the one thing we are sure of is you will be entertained. This is the Escape Podcast, a weekly look into the mobile game Star Wars: Galaxy of Heroes. Live from the Nerdy Network studios of Yavin 4, here are your hosts, Neil Andrew Eyre and Paul Anthony.
Coming up on this week's edition of the Escape Podcast.
After a slow week last week, this week had a few interesting communications from CG.
Well, we got another Rebel ship, and this one I think you would be stoked about. Neil, what's your thoughts?
Meh.
We also got a Datacron Economy update.
I called this release it broken and then be there with a hero complex fixing it all.
Oh yeah, it's pretty hard to defend that one.
There is an Asajj Omicron, and SWOGGIES is now farmable as well, though.
And the Galactic Legend Palpatine event seems to be bugged.
I'm surprised it's not fixed by now.
So, Neil, who you got for our guest this week?
What are you asking me for? It was your turn to find someone this week.
No, I got Dickie last week for us.
Let me see what I can do.
Okay. Well, we do have the start of SWOGGIES this week. You know, everybody remember to vote. This weekend is the only voting period.
This is going to be a fun month in the third break.
Oh, and of course, Patreon's choice is on the bridge.
All this and breaking news as and if it happens.
Right here on the Escape Pod Cast.
The Escape Pod Cast News.
Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of the Escape Pod Cast. I'm your host, Nev, and as always, I'm joined by my co-host, who's sitting a little bit high in his chair because that's not where he was when I set the camera. That's not where you were sat when I set the camera. So I'll have to tweak that. But yes.
I'm down a little bit more.
You're down a little bit more. Yeah, you were totally blocking Bob. I'm just going to say that. I don't think that was an accident. Bob, how do you feel about Paul blocking you? I mean, he was deliberately blocking you.
I was bones blocking.
He was blocking you.
Bones blocking me. I'm pretty mad about it. I'll get him back.
You'll get him back somehow.
Yeah.
Next time he's doing maintenance in the escape pods, just send him a little reminder of who controls the onboard computer and the release system.
I'll give him a little jolt.
I'm pretty sure he won't get in your way again after that. So yes. So we're a little bit late today, but Paul will explain. Paul.
So I've been having problems, and we're going to make this public. I've been having problems with Xfinity dropping upload speeds entirely. I went live at our scheduled time, and my little box at the bottom of OBS flashing orange, red, orange, red, orange, red. That's not a good thing, Neil. You know that for a fact as well.
Oh, yeah, I know. When that box goes red, you're kind of screwed. The circle of death.
Yeah, it gives the circle of death on the main. So, yeah, they're going to be out here on Sunday. I have work on Monday. If it's not fixed by then, we have a problem. So,
Skynet, just go Skynet. You know, it's. Although I suppose if you get bad weather with Skynet, then that would kind of screw. I've dealt with satellite internet before, and yeah, if you get bad weather, the atmospherics just totally screw up your connection. I mean, is it one of those South Park situations where you're kind of screwed? It's like, oh, you want to change your internet. Oh, I'm afraid you can't because we're the only one.
No,
That-
I've actually been told that fiber is right down the alley now.
Oh, so you do have that. So there is a competitor to Xfinity.
Oh, there's a big competitor to Xfinity, and they have fiber. And I left them originally because they didn't have fiber, and now they do.
Yeah. I'm coming from a comms background. The way that fiber gets used over here is pretty pathetic, to be perfectly honest with you. It's like, oh, we'll give you fiber and we'll give you gigabit Ethernet, and I'm thinking to myself, really, is that it? What's the point in putting fiber at people's doors if you're only going to give them like a fraction of what a fiber optic cable bandwidth is capable of providing? Because it's a lot more than a gigabit. You can get a gigabit from copper, and they replace the copper, swap it out with fiber, and it's like, yeah, okay, so give me what fiber can give me. They don't. They just don't do it.
Well,
I
I'd
witnessed
be
this in
happy if
Virginia.
I have consistency right now.
Yeah. I mean,
So,
they do.
Neil,
Yep. Okay.
I was just gonna say we could talk all day about connection, but we now have 30 minutes less of our show.
Yes, we do have 30 minutes less of the show. Good point. Very good point.
So let's not do that. Let's talk about the dev insights that they gave us for Kyle Katarn's Ravenclaw. A Hawk 290 comes to the game before an A-Wing. A Hawk 290.
Yeah.
And are you over there going, oh shoot, he knows Hawk 290?
Well, I'm over here. I'm over here going, we know that the profundity's coming, but we still don't have enough, rebels to equally split. And they've come up with this weird scoundrel rebel split, regular rebels. So I'm looking at that and I'm thinking to myself, that's not fair. And it's not right. Did they do that with they didn't do it with the Empire ones, did they? You use this. You must use these Empire with Thrawn, and you must use these Empire with Targ. They didn't do any of that, but for some reason, it looks like they're going to make profundity specific to Scoundrel.
But there were better ways of doing it. There were better ones that you could put in their place.
Yeah. I mean, you're about to go through the kit now.
I'm going to go through the dev insight because Thaddeus goes through the kit on the Escape Podcast for Kids.
Okay.
So
you do that while I readjust your camera.
No problem. We're happy to introduce you to Raven's Claw. Empowered by Foresight, gives foresight to non-scoundrel rebel allies. Attacks cannot be evaded. Raven's Claw provides greater benefits if Home 1 is the capital ship. So that means that they're peeling off the U-Wings. They're peeling off of, they're peeling off the Millennium Falcon, though.
Mm-hmm.
Because non-scoundrel rebel allies, that pulls the Falcon away from Home 1. Does that make any sense?
No, it doesn't.
So, anyway, enemy gets target lock when Raven's Claw starts. Once again, another RC. We have the Razor Crest and Raven's Claw.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm just, from now on, I'm pulling a Pizza Planet Aliens, and it is now just the Claw. So, the Claw has more speed when it has Foresight. The Claw can basic attack twice when it has Foresight. Dispels enemy buffs when it attacks twice. And on an enemy's turn, random ally gains defense up. If the enemy doesn't attack a defense up target, the enemy gets defense down. So it's like saying, hey, over here. It gains Foresight whenever an enemy is given target lock. And when Foresight expires, ally earns offense up. One moment while I take a look at this, because up at the very top in the what do you call it? The picture it says that it's a bounty hunter ship in the picture.
Yeah. That was an error, because then obviously
Is that an error?
When it gets to the kit, it switches it back to just light side.
Yeah, it is not a bounty hunter ship. So, all right. So, unique allows non-scoundrel rebel allies to ignore taunt. So, no hiding behind a houndstooth, Neil.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle Katarn had 2 ships. Here, talking about the inspirations. Kyle Katarn had 2 ships across his appearance, the Moldy Crow, and then also the Raven's Claw. He was not a
He was not the pilot of the Raven's Claw. He was crew.
He was simply the crew.
Yeah, he was
they made sure that he made sure that the ship is crewed by a Force user with the ability names Force-guided laser cannons, battle flow manipulation, and the heavy reliance of foresight through guiding foresight. Now, this is a little bit of what you see of the ship if you've ever played the X-Wing miniature game.
All right, okay.
You can, if you know, Kyle Katarn is in that game, and he has these abilities if you're playing a Rebel fleet.
Mm-hmm.
Now, of course, I loved putting the Hawk in the Scoundrel lineup. I played Scum and Villainy all day. Punishing One and IG, the IG 2000 cheese was wonderful. But I mean, it's the original design has no visible weapons, so we were given some freedoms in where and how the attacks for this ship looked. It's true. The Hawk is a cargo ship. I don't know why it doesn't have the cargo.
It doesn't
moniker on it.
It doesn't have it doesn't have that tag on it. But the thing, CG aren't, that good at getting. I mean, don't get me wrong; they don't get it wrong all the time, but every now and then they do get it wrong. They do get it wrong. I just think it's a case of they're looking at the ship. They're probably looking at an image of the ship and thinking, yeah, that's more fighter size, without actually, going on Wikipedia and finding out what the actual dimensions of the ship are and going, holy crap, that ship is huge. Yeah, that's a cargo ship. That's not just a fight. It's like the Houndstooth. The Houndstooth is huge.
Okay, but no, it's not as big as the Houndstooth. A Hawk's about the size of an X-Wing tip to tip.
Yeah.
But it's got more bulk.
It's got more bulk, yeah. Well, I mean, the Millennium Falcon's not huge, but it's definitely a cargo ship. You just can't see where most of the containment is because it's under the floorboards, because it's a smuggling ship.
It's a smuggling.
Most of the cargo is stashed in the ship as opposed to, openly in the hold at the back,
Yeah. But, I mean, it's a... They had a frequently asked questions. Why is it non-scoundrel rebels as a restriction on several of his abilities? Their answer: for game balance reasons, we had to make sure that some of his abilities were kept in check. Zaz puts it mildly when he says they didn't want to make the MILF a nuke with the enhancements. The ability for the Falcon to target anything, to ignore target lock, would just be astronomically putting home one in a position, with go twice. Okay, fine. Bang, 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 bang. You're all dead.
Yeah, but that would only make sense if there were other rebel ships that could go with it. Just putting, I think, if they remove that and you just put Kyle Katarn on the rebels, it's still not going to be as potent against an executor. It's not about maintaining balance. It's them not wanting to create a ship that creates an instant counter to Executor, and even then, I don't think it would be an instant counter against Executor, because the Executor can dispel constantly. The Houndstooth can dispel constantly. You know, they've got mass assists. You've got the Razor Crest. You know, there's only you got to get very, very, very good RNG favor with a home 1 just to take out the Houndstooth. And the only 2 fleets that can really one-shot the Executor are First Order and the Separatists. So if they're talking about using, we don't want him to be so good, it wouldn't bring balance. It's like, no, it doesn't matter. There are already counters to the Executor. And my thoughts are they didn't want to just instantly do that because it's like, well, here's a third counter to the Executor. It's like, no, everybody's already smart to the counters to the Executor. So just having another one, it would have created balance, because then it would have been like, oh, we've got a 1, 2, 3, 4 meta again. It wouldn't matter what you put in. People would be thinking to themselves, especially for GAC and for territory wars in the PvP situation, all right, okay, maybe I don't put my Executor on defense because now First Order and Malevolence and Rebels can counter it. So it makes strategies and tactics for PvP. It makes people have to be a little bit more ballsy. Maybe people think to themselves, well, sod it. You know, let's just take the Executor on offense, because on offense, it beats everything. Putting it on defense, it can be beaten, you know?
If they put... So, looking at this, the Outrider has the Scoundrel tag. So they're putting all the new ships into you say the Profundity, do you?
Yeah.
I mean, where's your source on that?
It's obvious. They're telegraphing it, not very obvious. You know, they're telegraphing it very obviously that, you know,
with
stuff,
Radis.
Yeah, they're making all of this stuff very, very obvious. We just don't know how or what type of Profundity we're going to get. Is it going to be an event like the Executor? If they do an event like the Executor, then it's obvious that they're making the Profundity as a direct counter. If they don't do it if they don't do the Profundity like they did the Executor, then we'll know that it might counter the Executor, but you're going to need all your eggs in one basket, and you're going to need, you know, prayers to RNGesus. But like I said, we don't know how effective it's going to be, because it's never going to be a full fleet, you know, which is why I do genuinely believe that the Profundity, when it's released, is going to have a summon X-Wing, just like the Malevolence. Whenever you use a special, it will summon an X-Wing. That's what I think that's what I think it's going to do, because it alleviates the problem of not having enough ships for the capital. Nobody complains that we've only got 5 separatist ships for Malevolence, because the Malevolence summons vulture droids. For that one single reason, nobody complains that we need more separatists.
How many ships do you need when you field the Executor? 4. I can go in with 4 ships and beat any Executor.
Yeah, but it's nice to have that 5th. It's nice to have both IG and Boba.
It's nice to have a reach around. Yeah, I know, but you can do it with 4 ships.
Yeah, no, you can do it with 4 ships if you go first. If you go second, you need all 5. If you do not win the coin toss, you need 5. If you win the coin toss, you only need 4. That's what. So I'm like you. I do my ship battles every single day in Fleet Arena in order to get number 1. If I win the coin toss, I only need 4 of the ships. If I lose the coin toss, I need all 5 in order to win, because my opponent's Death Star is going to go off first, and I need all 5 ships out. Even if they're stunned, it doesn't matter. I need all 5 ships there, because I ain't got my capital ship anymore. So that's my argument why people, you know, there's no need for any more bounty hunters. 5 is fine. But with Profundity, an extra rebel capital ship we do not have enough to split.
Yeah.
I mean, let's. I mean,
There's two more ships coming.
Yeah,
There are two more ships coming.
I mean, we can be honest about, the home one. If you haven't won, after the second reinforcement with home one, you're either going to have a very, very bad day, or
You get a hot dog instead of pizza? What?
yeah, you're either going to have a very, very bad day, or you're just going to squeak out a victory. Because, I mean, let's be honest, most people will go in with 3 rebels, and most people only need, say, Cassian and probably Cassian and Sabine. You can bring in Sabine for a big whammy, or you can bring Cassian in to, take something out. So home one, you can get away with 5. So you're going to need at least 5. You're going to need at least 5 ships for the profundity. So it's going to be the Outrider, the Millennium Falcon, and that's a good point. Without the Millennium Falcon on the home one fleet, the home one fleet it's not going to have any good effect at all. It's going to become a useless one. It's going to become a useless fleet. Without the Millennium Falcon in the home one fleet, it's useless. So, Karl Katarn really is going to have to pick up the slack. I don't think he's going to be as OP as the Millennium Falcon. We'll find out. But then you've got the you've got the MILF, you've got the Outrider, going with the Profundity, 2 more ships, which is why I think the Profundity will have, like I said, it'll have the summon.
Okay, so the other 2 facts are, by the way, I have no idea what's going on with Bob up there. Isn't Jan Ors the pilot of the Ravensclaw, as we pointed out? Our units can only be crew on 1 ship. Was Jan Ors on any other ship?
I have no idea.
Look that up, Bob. Look that up when you can actually, use your hand.
I got you. I think I can.
I mean, your AI.
Yes, it's all in my brain, man.
And then why all the specific callouts to home one? There isn't another Rebel capital ship. What a profound question. I'm still thinking. I honestly am still thinking Tantive 4, but that's just me. And then, finally, how do I acquire the ship? There is a galactic chase. It's going on right now. Any final thoughts before we take a quick break?
No, the Tantive 4 could be one of the 2 ships that are coming in.
It'd have to take up 2 spots.
No, they can make it look small enough on the screen. They can make it look small enough on the screen. We talked about this before. The length of the Houndstooth and the length of the Tantive 4 is actually quite close to each other. Bob, check out the length. Check out the length of the Houndstooth, the ship dimensions for the Houndstooth and the Tantive 4 while we're on break.
All right. We're going to take this break right now. On the other side, we're going to talk about the Datacron Economy shuffle, the fix. They're being heroes.
Yeah, right.
We'll see after these messages right here on the Escape Pod cast.
HotBot in HotUtils is one of the most comprehensive tools for Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes.
With integration into the super useful mod tool Grand Ivory, HotUtils can help you tackle some of the most difficult aspects of the game.
Not sure how to mod your roster for a certain game mode?
Use one of the many filters that automatically assigns the right mods to the right character in accordance with your guild needs.
Now with additional features that can assist you and your guild officers in territory battles and territory wars, HotUtils is an amazing value.
And don't forget the useful tools for yourself in Grand Arena, like the in-depth and customizable compare feature.
Got multiple accounts like Neil, but not the time to remod them all?
With this one-stop utility, you can switch between your alts and never miss a mod upgrade or a mod switch before locking into GAC or territory wars.
Starting at just $5 a month, you don't want to miss out on these great tools.
HotUtils is the new official remodding service for the Escape Pod cast.
Visit HotUtils.com to learn more. That's HotUtils.com. And go ahead and spice up your Galaxy of Heroes experience.
Podawans, Be sure to support the shows brought to you on the Escape Podcast Twitch and YouTube channel by becoming a Patreon. For as little as $2 a month, you can support us and get a little extra for yourself. With tiered rewards, including after-show access, inclusion in the GA Center leaderboards, behind-the-scenes access, and much more. There is something for everyone on our Discord server. Head on over to Patreon, that is patreon.com/The Escape Pod, and sign up today. Thank you for supporting and listening to the Escape Podcast.
Welcome into the Patreon leaderboard, brought to you by the Patreons of the Escape Podcast. Are you not a streamer but would like to see your name on the boards just like streamers on GA Center? Well, we do that right here on the Escape Podcast and would love to have you. Go to patreon.com/The Escape Pod to sign up at Kyber Combatant level or higher, and we will get you in on this board. But let's take a look who's currently on the board. Right now we start out with D, goes 1-2. His banners were only 649. He had 7 wins, 0 losses, and 1 hold. He went 1-2 with only 649 banners. I think you won because you attacked. Dr. JoJo goes 3-0. He wrote a little bit of a long report, but we'll skim over it here. First 3-0 he can remember since season 2 of GAC 3.0. And the Datacron and Omicron advantage, none of it really came into play, if you will. There was none, is what he was trying to say. Round 1, he one-shot in both, his opponent one-shot in both Ray and JMK, but he had a Dash Han Chewie with CD reduction, and that gave him the hold. And then round 2, he faced somebody 1.5 million GP higher and better mods and a sick Ray Datacron. That did not help them as well. He ended up, because his opponent couldn't fall clear, he was able to take home the win. Round 3, he faced an 11 million GP Kraken with all the Omicrons, but did not invest in Datacrons. Even though his opponent one-shot him, he dropped a lot of banners, and he won 1820 to 1769. Not bad, Dr. JoJo. 3-0 at 53.73, 42 wins, 3 losses, 7 holds. That is a very, very good week. Now, Force Strong goes 1-2, 1,147 banners, 11 wins, 2 losses with 7 holds. And Hot Sauce, our defending champion, he also goes 3-0. He battles with Dr. JoJo every single week. 49-23 with 41 wins, 16 losses, and 17 holds. And then Sephiranus goes 2-1, 22-16 with 18 wins, 0 losses, and 3 holds. Let's take a look at the board right now. Dr. JoJo and Hot Sauce 4-2 with only just under 400 banners separating the two of them. This could come down to banner efficiency, and right now Dr. JoJo has that lead. Sephiranus, though, right behind him at 3-3. If he goes 3-0 and both of them go 1-2, Sephiranus is our leader. And then also we have a Force Strong going 2-4, and then D going 2-4. Both of those probably out of contention. We'll see what happens. But we would love to have you as well on this board. Once again, go to patreon.com/theescapepod and sign up at the Kyber Combatant level or higher. We would love to have you. Thanks for watching. Coming up, more of the Escape Podcast. Be nice to each other, damn it.
We want you. Join the GAC chain gang today. This is the commander of the 506 Procrastination Battalion and the leader of the GAC chain gang. I am sending out a call to action for any SWGOH content creators on Twitch who would be willing to broadcast their GAC attack rounds. We are an amazing group of content creators who are dedicated on streaming the Grand Arena Championship attack rounds on Twitch. The idea is to provide continuous content back-to-back from one streamer to the next and allow the viewers to enjoy more SWGOH content as well as enjoy the variety of streamers that are currently present in the group. If you are interested in joining the chain gang, please reach out to myself on Discord at AndyB's #7465, or you can send us a message on our Twitter page at ChainGAC. Join us today. We have your back.
You're listening to the Escape Pod Cast.
And welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. So we asked Bob a couple questions before we went to the break. So, Bob, what's the difference in length between the houndstooth and the Tantive 4?
The Tantive 4 is 126 meters, and the houndstooth is 47 meters, so a little less
So
than half
double
the
the
size.
size. It's going to have to take up 2 slots, Neil.
No, it's not. And the reason why I say this is because the houndstooth is twice as long as the Millennium Falcon, but in the game, the Millennium Falcon is a bigger image than the houndstooth.
Check that. I think the Millennium Falcon is about 3/4 the size of the houndstooth.
I'm on it.
3/4. You mean 3/4?
Real quick.
3/4.
You mean 3/4? Why would you say 3/4? It's 3/4.
1.5 halves.
I think the Millennium Falcon is at most 25 to 30 meters long.
I'm looking it up. But also, Jan Orrs piloted Raven's Claw and the Moldy Crow.
So we could be getting Jan Orrs and the Moldy Crow to go with Profundity. But Jan Orrs at the same time was a little bit in the scoundrel area too.
Well, they're going to have to be scoundrels, but rebel friendly.
But there's the whole, unless they're compensating for Home 1 and giving it friends.
I mean, there is, I suppose, I mean, they could throw the Marauder in there. We've already got Bad Batch, so, I mean, it's not like it's not a ship that doesn't have the crew already in the game.
Please, God, make it all 5 of them be required then.
Yeah, and I'm just, I'm just thinking, lore is out the window here. It's just
of course,
lore is completely out the window with regards to the ships that are going to be needed for the Profundity, because the Millennium Falcon didn't fight with the Profundity. It didn't, but they're making it that the Millennium Falcon has to go with that ship when they finally bring it out.
Lore is out the hang on one second, Bob. Lore is out the window in this entire game because we can have 5 Hans on the same team. But regardless, lore still needs to make sense for the kit. Go ahead, Bob. Sorry.
Oh, I just wanted to tell you that the Millennium Falcon's 34 meters long.
Oh, wow. 34. I thought it was about 25 to 30.
And how long's the houndstooth?
47.
Okay, so 34 divided by 47, 0.723. Oh, 3/4.
So you were wrong. It wasn't 3/4.
Oh, blow it out
It was 7/10, which isn't 3/4. Look, ships in this game has
happen.
ships in this game has never strictly followed the law. We know that from events. We've seen that in events. It has never completely followed. I mean, look at the bomber, the Resistance bomber. I mean, it's Rose Tico. Rose Tico was never a pilot. She never piloted a bomber. It was a bloody sister.
Zaz is saying MILF will still go with Home 1, but Home 1 is the ship for the Raven's Claw.
Yeah.
So that doesn't make sense that it would still go with it. All right. So
unless they start changing the tags, unless they do reworks of the ships and they start switching tags.
If
like
they
the
do
Ghost,
that,
they could change the Ghost to be Scoundrel.
If they do that, then we get refunds on whatever we did to get those ships, because they profoundly changed the makeup of it. I'm still bitter about the Qui-Gon Jinn thing that they said, oh no, I'm sorry, you can't do it with GLs now. I put it on there for a GL killer. That profoundly changes the...
I did the same thing on my alt account because it was a GL killer. It meant, oh, brilliant, that's a GL. I can put 1 extra GL on defense because I've got Qui-Gon with a nom-nom. And then they took it away.
Yep. Speaking of nom-nom, we do have to move on here. A Asajj Ventress got a Omicron.
Mm-hmm.
Bob, you were really excited about this. You know, I saw the lights, the board lighting up like crazy when this feed came through. What's got you so excited about this?
Well, I have high relic Night Sisters on my alt, and they're really good. But then you add all that turn meter from her Omicron, and she's making them tankier. They're going to be scary on offense or defense. That's what I think from the text. I mean, so it just looks really exciting. It's going to take a still somewhat scary team and take them up to another level and make them viable.
Go over the text.
Yep, Night Sister allies gain 30% max health. This is in Grand Arena. Night Sisters get 30% max health, potency, and tenacity. When any ally or enemy is defeated, all Night Sister allies gain 10% turn meter. Recover 25% protection, and the cooldown of Endless Wrath is reset. When Asajj uses it, it inflicts healing immunity on all enemies for 2 turns and reduces their defense and max health by 4% for the rest of the encounter, excluding GLs. And Asajj has a plus 10 critical damage for each enemy with debuffs.
Do you know why I'm not excited about this?
Why?
Because Datacrons negate it. There are Datacrons that can do a lot of that. Right? There's Datacrons that can do a lot of that, and
but this is permanent and not. Ooh, got your dollar. Got to be faster than that.
Imperial troopers are still going to counter it. There's nothing in that is going to stop the Imperial troopers from destroying the Night Sisters. Because if the Imperial troopers are faster, they'll go first. They'll still do the turn meter removal with Gideon, so it won't matter. What was the part of the kit where somebody died? What do they get when somebody dies?
Well, first off, I'm gonna mention that they get 30% tenacity, so they get additional to be able to resist the debuffs from the Imperial Troopers team. But whenever an ally or enemy is defeated, everybody gains 10% turn meter, 25% protection, and Endless Wrath is reset. Okay, Neil, anytime an ally or enemy, that includes the zombie.
Yeah, no, but the Imperial Trooper counter only requires you to take out the zombie once at the start, and then you can move on to Old Daka, and then you just go through them. And let's not forget the every time the Imperial Troopers take somebody out, they're getting their buffs. And let's be honest, if you see an Asajj Ventress with an Omicron on, I'm still going to take my Imperial Troopers in. What I'll more than likely do is just throw a level 1 or a level 2 Datacron on there that either increases the health steal, or increases tenacity, or increases potency, or increases crit damage. It's easier to just throw a low-level Datacron on a team than it is to save 20... unless, of course, they start throwing Omicrons around like they're confetti. I have been farming nothing but Cantina nodes for the last week. I have not got a single. I have spent hundreds and hundreds of refreshes, crystal refreshes in Cantina. It has not moved from 8 in over a week. So, but in a week, I could get X amount, but in a week, somebody could get X amount of Datacrons with abilities on those Datacrons that kind of cancel out a lot of Omicrons. Datacron, I thought, don't get me wrong, Omicrons are a great thing. I thought Omicrons were great. You save up for it, you put it on your character, it's a permanent attachment. But there are Datacrons that will completely cancel out these Omicrons, which begs what's the point in investing in them?
Is this, are you using a terminology here? Because I had somebody mention this
What?
In this thing. You're calling them Datacrons.
Yes, I'm calling them Datacrons
Instead of crons.
instead of crons. Yeah.
Okay, I'm just making sure that this is your,
No.
your colloquialism for this.
It's 100% accurate. I will refer to them as Datacons, not Datacrons. I'm not going to refer to them by their actual name. I'll refer to them by the affectionate nickname that I've given them, which is Datacon.
Well, a piece of crap by any other name still smells like crap.
Yeah.
Just saying.
And Datacons. This is as simple as that. You know, they suck. You know, I have invested in Omicrons, and with the exception of my Star Killer, who has 3 Omicrons on, a lot of the single ones, they don't mean squat. You know, the Qui-Gon Omicron, just you destroy it. Just pick a team, put a really decent Datacron on it. Meaningless. It's absolutely meaningless. So the hundreds of hours that you've played the game and that you farmed Cantina nodes in order to get 20 of the damn things just to put it on one character, gone. That investment is meaningless. Not all of them, and not with all of the Datacons. I'm saying it's some of them. With some of the Datacons, you get the right Datacon, it will cancel out that permanent improvement that you thought you put on your character. Yeah, there you go.
All right. Other things that happen, and we're going to be getting after the next break. We're going to be getting into the Dev Insight, or not the Dev Insight, but the Datacron Economy changes.
Oh yeah, the changes.
Because the kit's about to hit the fan with Thaddeus during story time.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what are we to do, Neil?
Well, look, this is here's the thing. You let's harken back to just before the months running up to Galactic Challenges. The hype for Galactic Challenges, right? You remember, I was on that hype train. I was really, really excited about Challenges.
Oh, yeah.
It was a new mode, and I got swept up by the hype, and then they released it broken. It was crap. It was absolutely horrendous. And I was so annoyed because the cynical side of me went, okay, that is wrong. That is wrong. I can't remember the exact 3 things, but it was 3 glaringly obvious. I mean, I can't remember them because they fixed them immediately. Literally. We've heard you and we're going to change this, this, and this. And the cynic in me was like, you deliberately released Challenges with those 3 things broken because you knew that the community would come out and that they would say, these 3 things are wrong. And they're making Challenges crap. And then 48 hours later, we've, CG comes out. We hear you. We've listened to your feedback and we're going to change those 3 things. And then they change them and everyone's like, oh, wow. I wasn't. I was cynical. I was like, no, you hyped this for months. You could have released it correct. You could have released it with those 3 things not broken, but you didn't want to because then you knew people would nitpick at the 10 tiny little things that were wrong with it instead of 3 glaringly obvious things. Datacons, exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
They released it with issues, and this is.
And we'll get to that, which we'll get to. There is a known issue right now, Sith Eternal Emperor's event. Some freezing going on. And also, speaking of Datacrons, they accidentally send out Datacron 2 materials when they should have sent out Datacron 1 materials to a subset of the community. I'm wondering if that was the Kraken tier.
Mm-hmm.
That they did that too, and now they're going to send them more subset 1. What the hell?
Who gives a shit about subset 1? No one cares about set 1 now. People only care about set 2.
All right.
Don't get me wrong. Yeah, sure. For the next couple of months, right? You can make upgrades to set 1. But here's the thing. Because it's a temporary buff to a squad that is Relic 3 or above, what's the point? Seriously, if you've got 60 days on a set that you can upgrade, or 90 days to upgrade, what are you going to put your resources into? What are you going to put your ally points, your currency, and your crystals into? Are you going to take a level 0 set 1 and upgrade that and spend resources on upgrading that, which you're only going to get for another 60 days? Or are you going to spend your resources on a level 0 Datacron that you've got 90 days on? My advice would be to everybody, it doesn't matter what your set 1s are now, do not waste any currency on those set 1s. Don't spend a damn thing. Don't spend your crystals, don't spend your currency, don't spend your ally points. You've got 60 days left with that set, and then it's gone, right?
Yeah.
You've got 90 days on set 2. Put all of your resources into Datacron set 2. Simple as that.
All right, so we're going to be talking about that in just a moment. Thank you, Cass, for the shiny nickel. We're going to be talking about that in just a moment after these messages and story time with Uncle Thad. You're going to see incoming transmission, but Bob, block any incoming transmissions, even though you hear the sounder. We're keeping you active because we might need you for this next segment right here on the Escape Pod cast.
HotBot in HotUtils is one of the most comprehensive tools for Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes.
With integration into the super useful mod tool Grand Ivory, HotUtils can help you tackle some of the most difficult aspects of the game.
Not sure how to mod your roster for a certain game mode?
Use one of the many filters that automatically assigns the right mods to the right character in accordance with your guild needs.
Now with the digital features that can assist you and your guild officers in territory battles and territory wars, HotUtils is an amazing value.
And don't forget the useful tools for yourself in Grand Arena, like the in-depth and customizable compare feature.
Got multiple accounts like Neil, but not the time to remod them all?
With this one-stop utility, you can switch between your alts and never miss a mod upgrade or a mod switch before locking into GAC or territory wars.
Starting at just $5 a month, you don't want to miss out on these great tools.
HotUtils is the new official remodding service for the Escape Pod cast.
Visit HotUtils.com to learn more. That's HotUtils.com. And go ahead and spice up your Galaxy of Heroes experience.
Podawans, be sure to support the shows brought to you on the Escape Podcast Twitch and YouTube channel by becoming a Patreon. For as little as $2 a month, you can support us and get a little extra for yourself. With tiered rewards including access to Shitty Bill's Arena Tracking Bot, after-show access, inclusion in the GA Center leaderboards, behind-the-scenes access, and much more. There is something for everyone on our Discord server. Head on over to Patreon, that is patreon.com/The Escape Pod, and sign up today. Thank you for supporting and listening to the Escape Podcast.
Back to school. The Escape Pod, cast for kids. It's really cool.
Hello there, Padawans, and welcome back to another episode of Storytime with Uncle Thad. Last week, we took a look at Kyle Katarn and asked ourselves, why is Capital Games making Kyle Katarn a bonus reward? It didn't make a whole lot of sense. Well, my friends, today we have our answer. Kyle Katarn's ship, the Raven's Claw, is on its way to Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. So, with the latest addition to our fleet roster, let's take a look at the Raven's Claw in canon and see just how well it will match up with the kit the devs have created for it. The Raven's Claw was a 20-meter-long light courier-class ship piloted during the New Republic era. This was a replacement ship for Jan Ors and Kyle Katarn after the Moldy Crow's wings were clipped during the Battle of Ruusan. This new ship served the duo as they worked as mercenaries. Jan would use the Raven's Claw to extract Kyle as quickly as possible should the operation turn desperate. The Claw was not excessively armored as it was mostly used as a shuttle. It had twin engines, twin proton torpedo launchers, and laser cannons. While it could be flown with a single pilot, it usually carried only the 2 passengers. During the time these 2 piloted the ship, the Raven's Claw was present at a number of decisive battles against the Imperial Remnant. This light courier survived the Battle of Artus Prime and the mission on Alzok 3. During the Disciples of Ragnos Crisis, Jaden Core co-piloted the Claw and went on missions to Corellia, Mos Eisley, Narkrita, Vajum, Biss, and Tasper 3. One of the important aspects of how the Moldy Crow and eventually the Raven's Claw were flown is that they were flown with a strong Force user aboard. By using the Force during battle, Kyle Katarn could gain an advantage over his enemies. Now, with that, let's take a look at the Raven's Claw's kit and how it fits into Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. The Raven's Claw is a light-side rebel support ship crewed by a Jedi who can use the Force to dictate the flow of battle. As I mentioned earlier, one of the things that makes the Raven's Claw such a unique ship is that it comes equipped and crewed with a Jedi. As Kyle Katarn uses the Force to navigate the terrain of battle, he's able to anticipate his enemy's moves. This foresight allows his basic attack to be twice as dangerous. If his enemy is target locked, the Raven's Claw calls another non-scoundrel rebel ally to assist. One of the most important things about the Raven Claw, and something that we should note, is his first special ability is just how important having the Home One as an allied capital ship really is. I've always thought that having a Mon Cala present in any fight is just good advice. I mean, the Mon Calamari are excellent battle tacticians and amazing warriors. Having a single Mon Cala capital ship in the game is just awesome. Can you imagine if we had 2 Mon Cala capital ships? I mean, that would be crazy. Some people might call it overkill. The devs would never do anything like that, right? The Claw's unique abilities highlight just how effective Kyle Katarn was at using the Force to manipulate the flow of battle. He could not only help his crew gain the upper hand during a fight, but he could also help those in his squadron survive the destruction of most space battles. When the Raven's Claw entered battle, it does so ready to deal critical damage to its enemies from any unseen vantage point, leaving the target vulnerable to other attacks. Now, before I go, I want to explore the devs' insight about the Raven's Claw just a bit. As I mentioned, the Raven's Claw isn't the first ship crewed by Kyle Katarn and Jan Ors. And since Raven's Claw is coming to SWGOH, you'd think that the chances of players seeing the Moldy Crow enter the holotable battlefield would drop to 0, but that's not entirely the case. On the devs' insight of the forum section, they answered 3 specific questions about this new ship. WTF is with all the non-scoundrel rebel teams, with all the Home One references, and where the F is Jan Ors? And by F, I just mean fudge. The short answer to all of these questions is that we are about to get a lot more from the rebel faction. And with more rebel ships, there's more of a likelihood that other fleets and abilities could probably and would probably bring some game imbalance issues. Well, that's it for me, folks. Stay tuned next week for more story time with Uncle Thad on the Escape Podcast for Kids. Hello, friends. This is Thaddeus from Going Nerdy, and I approve this message and am compensated for signups for this service.
The world's largest audiobook library is at your fingertips, and the Escape Pod Castaways want you to try it for free. Head on over to escapepodcastaways.com and click the Going Nerdy offer button to claim a free audiobook and 2 Audible originals. Cancel anytime, and it's absolutely free to sign up. Check out Audible and support the Escape Pod Castaways. All for free. See Audible website for details. Restrictions may apply.
Hey there, listeners. Merchandise specialist Critty K here. Do you enjoy the Escape Pod and want to support the channel and get something a little extra for yourself as well? Head on over to tpublic.com/user/theescapepodcast and grab a Team Neil, Team Paul, Critty Play, or many other fun Padawan designs. on your choice of shirt, cup, sticker, mask, or even a magnet. And be sure to check out the Mrs. Anthony Shirts channel on the Escape Podcast Discord and get the latest info on the other designs I make as well. Sometimes there's even a sale going on, so it is smart to stop on by. Thank you for supporting the Escape Podcast.
Attention, we are receiving an incoming transmission. Attention. Attention, we are receiving an incoming transmission.
And welcome back to the show, everybody. Let's rant some more, shall we, Paul?
Yes, Bob, thank you for blocking any incoming transmissions during this incoming transmission. We have no guest. It's okay, though. We'll have somebody next week.
Yes, we will.
We've been listening to your feedback with Datacrons and set one.
I'm just sorry. I just had to laugh at that.
It's okay. And have made some adjustments to set 2 to help give you more materials to upgrade. So they've retuned Conquest Milestone rewards. If you are on the standard track, you could get 1 single Datacron, Neil. 1.
Wow.
To level 6. If you get the battle pass, it will give you a level 9. 1 level 9 Datacron. And all reroll materials are removed from milestone rewards. So you can't reroll it. Hard and medium bonus nodes scaled payout by a factor of 3. Added set 2 Datacrons and materials for purchase in shipments. Not just the Datacron store at the bottom. Reordered shipment items to place ally and shard shop offerings at the top. Isn't that how it is now?
No, yeah, because they've updated it. They were all at the bottom. It was all crystal purchases at the top first. Then it was shard shop currency.
Oh,
and then it was
got
ally
it.
Points.
Got it. Yes,
they've flipped it so that it's shard shop and ally points first, and the crystal purchases are at the bottom.
You know, I actually really, when I looked at it, I went, no, because I didn't see that down at the bottom. That's very true.
I also think that they increased the costs for things with ally points. Because everything seems to be 100k now, and I'm like, I don't recall everything be. Buying the actual Datacron is the same as buying some of the materials to upgrade it. So it's 100k for a Datacron, and then it's 100k for a bundle of the updated materials, and it's like that. Yeah, but they're two. They have two. Yeah, so that was weird.
All right. Then they gave a free calendar that will contain Datacron and upgrades up to level 6. Okay.
I haven't seen that calendar yet. It's not in the store yet.
Percent 2.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen it. I haven't seen that in the store yet. I've seen a paid one for $15. I haven't seen a free one in the store yet.
But 1 up to 6? That's not too shabby. That, I think, is the best thing that they've done in this whole economy shuffle. No, there's something better. Is there something better?
No, it's just they've put something in that's free that's going to let somebody take a Datacron to level 6. Everybody, so it's creating it's all they're doing is speeding up the imbalance. That's all they're doing is speeding up the imbalance.
Well,
July. Yeah, so somebody's written in chat July the 11th. July the 11th is when that calendar is going to become available.
Gotcha.
And it probably will be that. It's going to be one of them 14-day ones, isn't it?
Yes.
Probably going to be one of them 14-day ones.
Yeah. Cass says, when it comes to Datacrons, CG has bent us over with no lube.
Mm-hmm.
They removed MK1 upgrade material requirement from all upgrades past level 3, so you no longer need level 1, and then more level 1, and then more level 1, and then, hey, guess what? You need more level 1. So they've made it easier to upgrade, that you're not having to deal with so little. So
no, it's not that it's easier. It's that you can do it faster. Because whether you could get it's easy to get them because you've got the resources. You can just get them faster because you can get the upgrades faster because there's going to be more of them coming out. So easy or hard is irrelevant because you're spending something in order to get it. You just get more of it, therefore the upgrade is faster. So it's increasing the speed, it's not increasing a difficulty level up or down. It's increasing a speed up or down, with which they become more effective.
This time around, set to info, they're going to call it the Enduring Codex, and it's only light side. It's only light side, and its character-specific bonuses will be, the factions will be Jedi and Rebel, and the character-specific bonuses will be for the Galactic Legend, Jedi Master Luke Skywalker, the ultra-legendary Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker, Old Ben Mon Mothma, CLS, another legendary, and, as you said, Ezra Bridger.
Ezra Bridger. Yeah. Ezra Bridger one's gonna be interesting. Ezra Bridger is there for the Krakens. It's not there for because your average player, your medium, your intermediate player, they're going to be going for like the JML, the JKL, the CLS ones. They're not going to get a level 9, right, and roll it to Ezra. No. There are more important characters in that list that people will want it to be on. They're not going to roll it to Ezra.
These are coded as artifacts, right? What they are coded in artifacts. Artifacts are also what they use in galactic challenges, in Omicron wording, and also conquest for the opponents and you. So the Ezra Bridger one could turn him into just as annoying as he is when you see him in Conquest, where he attacks and attacks and attacks and attacks.
Yeah, so like Machine Gun Sabine. Pew, 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 pew. You're dead. Pew, pew, pew. You're dead. Pew, pew. I didn't take a go. Yeah. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
They say they're going to continue to monitor feedback. If you believe now, Neil, you had 3 ideas, and I'm going to give the floor to you here because I really would love to share these 3 ideas because I think they were great. When we were talking about them together earlier, give the 3 ideas, and guys, if you're listening to this, clip what Neil's about to say if you agree with it and share it. Let's get these ideas out there in front of CG past, the little British talking head guy on that show over there said this. So, go ahead.
Obviously, change number 1 is an obvious one, and it's one that a lot of people have already parroted, which is remove GLs. GLs need to be removed. It's as simple as that. Remove GLs. Because they're already OP, and based off what they did last year when they nerfed a bunch of characters because they didn't like those characters beating GLs, because they wanted to bring balance to the game. Sorry for those listening, I'm doing the inverted air quotes with my hands. So yeah, that's an obvious one. The second one is unlock the Datacrons. They have a lock-on that means you cannot put that Datacron on a team that does not have a minimum of 5 Relic 3 characters on it. Okay? So it's physically, it's locked. So remove the lock so that you can apply a Datacron to any squad, but the buffs will only apply to characters that are either, that Relic 3, Relic 5, and Relic 7 levels. And that way
I'm gonna pop in there. What prevents somebody from running a Datacron that's really, really good up and only putting that character on, and I think we talked about this last week, and then surrounding it with level 69 cup.
Because whatever's around it is still gonna get destroyed. It's gonna get destroyed. But it still allows you to use the Datacron. And I've had this. I did briefly have this discussion with Micaeus, because he doesn't think that would incentivize people to upgrade characters, and in my opinion, it would, because if you can apply, if let's say you've got a perfect example for me would be my Imperial Troopers. I've got 3 at Relic 3. And then I've got 2 Gear 12s, right? I cannot apply a Datacron to that squad. If I could, and then, I apply it and the 3 Relic 3s are getting the stats, I might look at that and think, you know what? I really want the stats on those 2 Gear 12s. I'm going to take them to Relic 3 before I take anything else to Relic 3. If you know what a character is going to get before you put it to Relic 3, it might give you a little push in that direction. I did it with my Ahsoka Tano. I did it with my Newt Gunray. My Newt Gunray was Gear 12. My Ahsoka was Gear 12. I took them both to Relic 3 because they were the only characters on those squads that needed to be bumped to Relic 3 in order for me to apply a Datacron to that team. So people do have squads with 2 or 3 or maybe even 4, and then 1 that isn't at Relic 3. My JML team's a perfect example of that. My Ezra Bridger is only Relic 1. It'll take me a day to take him from 1 to 3. And then I can use a Datacron without having to change that team. So I just think that it would be... and then people will look at all of their Datacrons. They'll buy and they will invest in more Datacrons. Sure, most people are just going to be putting level 1, 2, or 3 Datacrons on squads. But if you've got 1 or 2, at least you're getting something from that Datacron through the 2 characters that are Relic 3 or above. So that was number 2.
All right, before you go to number 3, Big Country Mags also makes a great point, though. We need the gear to get them from 12 to 13 before they added Datacrons, because Relic 3 is irrelevant if you can't get them to Relic in the first place. And damn if that isn't true.
Yeah. That is a perfectly legitimate point. That is a perfectly legitimate point, and I would 100% agree with that. And hell, even CG agrees with that. They just don't want to bother implementing it anymore. I mean, that's what they thought. They agreed with that sentiment last year. They 100% agreed with that sentiment last year, and they said, we agree, and we're gonna, speed things up, and we're gonna implement these phases in order to do that. And then all of a sudden, they're like, yeah, let's just not bother anymore. They said that they were going to do it in either, I can't remember, it was 3 or 4 phases. They didn't even complete phase 1. 3 phases. They said they were going to do it in 3 phases. They didn't even complete phase 1. So they didn't even make it to phase 2, for goodness sake. So
we got Datacron economy changes instantly, though.
Yeah, but exactly.
Ironic,
Datacron, exactly. Bob makes a beautiful point there. It's, this is their new shiny that they want people to invest in. So this gets all of the attention. Screw everything else that they said that they're going to do. And I know I'm being cynical about this, but it's like CG said that they were going to do it. They lied. I'm quite comfortable saying that they've lied, because we know from conversations that people had with people from CG at Celebration that they're not going to do it. They're happy with the way things are now. They weren't happy last year, but they're happy now, which makes absolutely no sense. And to top it all off, there were people at CG that were at Celebration that weren't even aware that these changes had been promised. And that just shows poor communication between the branches within CG. And I get that, large organizations are compartmentalized. So not, this group here doesn't know what this group is doing, and this group here doesn't know what this group is doing. But when you present yourself at an event like Celebration, the people there need to know everything because they're going to be asked questions by players about everything. You can't have someone that does not know what has been promised by CG in a post at Celebration. They need to know everything so that they don't look like a muppet. And I have a lot of sympathy for the people that were there at Celebration that didn't know. It's not their fault that the hierarchy didn't tell them about stuff like that because they didn't need to know.
And what was number 3?
I completely and utterly forgot. It's completely gone off my mind. It's completely gone from my mind. It is completely.
Do you remember? He said it during the break. Do you remember what it was, Bob?
Can you remember what it was? Because I said it during the break.
No,
but my mind is literally drawn a blank.
We went on live. I reset my memory bank. Sorry.
Oh. That was it. Yep. No. Jack Daniels is. Yep. Offense only. You make the Datacron for offense only, so people can't. You're not going to come up against somebody that has. I'll give you a perfect example of this. Solo base, who is, let's be honest, he is one of the best. He is one of the elites. He is
at the
50.
top. He's also the top of the GA Center leaderboard.
He's the top. He is the best current content creator that does GAC, and he is the very, very tip of the spear. He's top 50. He has a Datacom that he put on defense that stopped his 11.5 million GP opponent beating him.
Here's another thing about that, Neil, or another thing about Solo. If he wins 2 of his 3, he's the champion this week.
Yeah, he become. Yeah. I mentioned that to him after because we raided them afterwards. Solo was on with the battalion, so Solo and Wolf, who are 1 and 2 respectively. I let them know that, and it's so there's going to be some banter between the two of them now. I hope because Wolf Tassinix, Wolf and Tassinix are going to need to go 3-0, and hope that Solo goes.
Solo fails.
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah.
So there you go.
So those are my 3 things: no GLs, offense only, and I've gone blank again.
Allow them to be used. Unlock them.
Yes, unlock them. No GLs, offense only. Those 3 things.
All right.
At no point did I say they need to ease the economy. At no point did I say the economy need to be eased.
Well, we'll see what happens.
To go slowly, not fast.
We'll see what happens when the plug is made smaller. All right.
Yeah.
So coming up after this break, Patreon's choice, and Bob, why don't you stick around for that as well? Do me a favor, download everything you know about your about the person I modeled you after, and answer in his style. You got it?
Yes, sir.
All right. We'll be right back. Coming up, the nominations for the SWOGGIES are announced, and an intro to the SWOGGIES from our very own N00B. We'll be right back after these messages right here on the Escape Pod cast.
HotBot in HotUtils is one of the most comprehensive tools for Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes.
With integration into the super useful mod tool Grand Ivory, HotUtils can help you tackle some of the most difficult aspects of the game.
Not sure how to mod your roster for a certain game mode?
Use one of the many filters that automatically assigns the right mods to the right character in accordance with your guild needs.
Now with additional features that can assist you and your guild officers in territory battles and territory wars, HotUtils is an amazing value.
And don't forget the useful tools for yourself in Grand Arena, like the in-depth and customizable compare feature.
Got multiple accounts like Neil, but not the time to remod them all?
With this one-stop utility, you can switch between your alts and never miss a mod upgrade or a mod switch before locking into GAC or territory wars.
Starting at just $5 a month, you don't want to miss out on these great tools.
HotUtils is the new official remodding service for the Escape Pod cast.
Visit HotUtils.com to learn more. That's HOTUTILS.com. And go ahead and spice up your Galaxy of Heroes experience.
Podawans, be sure to support the shows brought to you on the Escape Podcast Twitch and YouTube channel by becoming a Patreon. For as little as $2 a month, you can support us and get a little extra for yourself. With tiered rewards including access to Shitty Bill's Arena tracking bot, after-show access, inclusion in the GA Center leaderboards, behind-the-scenes access, and much more. There is something for everyone on our Discord server. Head on over to Patreon, that is patreon.com/The Escape Pod, and sign up today. Thank you for supporting and listening to the Escape Podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to night one of the 3rd annual SWOGGIE Awards. Here is your host, the Noob.
Good evening, meatbags. We are here tonight to celebrate your silly obsession with HoloTables, fulfilling your dreams of being a far superior inorganic form and shedding your fleshy meat prisons. It's been quite the year in Galaxy of Heroes. We've seen many large changes and new characters, or as your feeble brains like to call them, toons. I'd like to mention the curvy sensation, Sorty. I'll see you in the audience shortly. I'd love to talk to you later about your shuffling technique, perhaps over a quart of Ravnik oil. Admiral Piet is here. Congratulations on making troopers everyone's favorite team and making ships everyone's most hated game mode. This year saw the implementation of the first of many changes in the gear system. And now we're patiently waiting for Phase 2, like Dickie and Thad, waiting for their hair to grow back. Oh, I'm sorry. You seem to have lost your communication device. Were you playing Conquest? This year saw the birth of a great community event with Speed GAC. It was a wonderful evening that saw unprecedented collaboration between CG and all of their favorite content creators, like the Gambit Crew, Cubslan Han, Heinze, Kate Gaming, RSG, and Operation Metaverse.
You forgot someone.
Oh, hi Gary. If it isn't Swaga's second favorite sidekick. No, I'm pretty sure I remembered that everyone was there. Was someone upset to be left out? Oh, you're coming up here? We don't have a Best Sidekick award this year, and we all know who'd win. I'm made of Corellian steel, Gary. I'm not sure how you thought this was going to work out. At least you managed to hit your target. That's great.
Just keep the Grand Admiral's name out your dank ferric mouth.
Look, man, we all love Arnold. But if you need someone to talk about a meatbag who thinks he's the boss of you, I'm here for you, brother. Wow, okay, back to business. The leak was a huge story this year. How do you guys feel about the leaker? How do you guys feel about Datacrons? I had a Datacron added to my personality drive. Unfortunately, after 12 rerolls, I still haven't hit any bonus to my sarcasm stats yet. We saw GAC move to a skill rating system this year, so I can finally rank all you meatbags from the most terrible to the least terrible. I think that they should also implement a smell-based ranking. How do you people live? Everyone got a big surprise this year when extended universe characters like Starkiller, Mara Jade, and Darth Talon came to the game. But still no sign of Hondo Onaka and Jar Jar Binks. Wait, did I just say Jar Jar Binks? Dickie, are you messing with my programming again? Alright, without further ado, here's Dickie to read you this year's nominees. As I remember, for some strange reason, we actually care about your opinions, so you'll have until Monday to vote on the winners. You can fill out the survey in the Escape Pod Cast Discord.
Hey, thanks so much, Noob, for the intro. And yes, it is time to pick your award winners, because at the SWOGGIES, you are the one who decides the winners. So our first category is Best New Character. The nominees are going to be the Maul, Executor, Mara Jade, Starkiller, Dadbod Boba, and Sortie. We also have the biggest brain in the game. Now, our nominees are last year's winner, Skeltrix, Is It Zareth, The Playbook, Arnold T101, or Bit Dynasty. Our third category is the best tool in SWGOH. So we have our nominees: HotUtils, SWGOH for Life, the website where you can get all your conquest strategies. Is it SWGOH.gg? Is it your Discord? Or is it number 5, your credit card? The best weekly show. Our nominees are The Escape Podcast, Rogue Actions, The Gridsy Session, Gambit, or Galaxy of Heroes. And we have the return, a very contentious category every year, the most annoying unit in the game. Is it the Houndstooth? Is it Malik? Is it Nest? Is it Iden Versio? Or is it Maul? Next up, we have your favorite faction. Not the strongest, but the one you enjoy playing with the most. Is it Rebels? Is it Troopers? Is it Jedi? Is it Galactic Republic? Is it First Order? Is it Bounty Hunters? Is it something else? They'll all be listed. You'll be able to choose all of them. Next up, we have the most anticipated Star Wars project. Are you looking forward to Mando Season 3? Bad Batch Season 2? Are you looking forward to the Andor series? The Knights of the Old Republic remake or Jedi Fallen Order 2? Next, we have the category for Story of the Year. Was it the leak? Was it Datacrons themselves? Was it the changes made to GAC? Was it the gear changes? Was it the return of 3v3? Or was it the drop in players? We do see from stats there was a huge drop this year. And next up, their final category is which is your favorite galactic legend? We have, obviously there's 6 nominees. We have Rey, we have SLKR, we have the Sith Eternal Emperor, we have Jedi Master Luke, we have General Kenobi, and Lord Vader. So if you're wondering how to vote, you can go to the Escape Podcast server. I will also post the link to vote in the Facebook group, and I will post it on Reddit. And if you want, share it around with your guild. Let them vote. Get as many votes in. We'd like to get as many people voting as possible. And starting next week in this slot, we will be having winners announced 3 at a time. So there's 9 categories for the next 3 weeks. We will be unveiling the winners, and I'll put it all together in the end into one video, which will go on my YouTube channel. So thank you very much for listening. Thank you very much for voting. And I look forward to seeing all your responses.
You're listening to the Escape Pod Cast.
Welcome back, ladies and gents. Time for a little Patreon's Choice.
And nobody knows what happened during that break.
Yeah.
Nope.
Nobody knows.
It has been erased from existence unless you're watching it on Twitch. If you want to know what
actually happens, you're going to have
watch
to go
it on
to the
Twitch.
YouTube channel. Yeah.
So, all right. So, what we have here is Patreon's Choice. 4 Strong is our first Patreon's Choice question. It's my birthday Monday. Should I play hooky from work?
Yes. No. Actually, err on the side of caution. Ask for a nooner.
There you go.
So go into work, say, it's my birthday. Can I have a nooner? Because, my missus has, bought some stuff and I'd really, I don't want to be exhausted when I get back home. Can I have a nooner? Because your boss is going to be like, yeah. Because they're going to want to then live vicariously through you. So when you go to work the next day, it'll be like, so what happened on your nooner, mate?
So should I play hooky from work? I say yes. Neil says nooner. Bob?
Maybe.
All right.
Yes, sure, you should.
All right. Here comes Zaz's questions. As always, he likes to do top 3s. Top 3 Nicolas Cage films.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Face Off. I think,
okay.
Definitely Face Off. Con Air, just for the mullet. And Knowing, because he dies at the end.
Okay. Number 1 for me is The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. If you have not seen it yet, literally, Cage playing Cage is amazing.
It looks good.
Absolutely amazing. I've seen it twice now. Great show. Second one is The Rock. You cannot, we're talking about Nicolas Cage films, not Nicolas Cage's performance in films. And the last one, the original National Treasure.
Yeah, that was good.
All right, Bob, what do you got?
All Day, Gone in 60 Seconds.
Oh, I'm taking back National Treasure and putting Gone in 60 Seconds.
That's a classic, just all around amazing movie. Next, where he could like rewind time or see back in time, or I don't remember what it was.
Next.
Yeah. And I said Ghost Rider. It wasn't a great movie, but I liked it.
Okay.
I liked it.
At least he was riding the motorcycle in it, and it wasn't like a motorcycle on a pole behind a truck. He was actually riding the motorcycle.
Right. I mean, I would be okay with seeing him as Ghost Rider. I didn't mind him being cast as Ghost Rider.
He said he was born to do that role. He was a big fan of the comic book as a kid.
Really?
So he was really he pushed for it. He wanted Ghost Rider.
All right. Top 3 John Travolta films. I'm going to start, and I'm going to say Face Off. Definitely going with Face Off on that one. Pulp Fiction. And then finally, Hairspray. Loved him in the same role as Divine did.
Okay. I'll go with Grease because I do I enjoy musicals. I like musicals, so I'll go with Grease. I'll go with Battlefield Earth because it's so bad it's good. It is. It's a terrible movie, but it's so bad. It's like, I have to watch it. It's so bad, but I still have to watch. So there's that. And it does have his missus as an alien in it, like Kelly Preston's like, yeah, baby. Pulp Fiction, yeah, obviously.
All
Pulp
right.
Fiction.
Bob, what you got?
Pulp Fiction, Face Off, and I'm not a huge fan of him, to be honest. I'm just gonna randomly pick one. What's the comedy where they're riding bikes with Tim Allen?
Wild Hogs.
Wild Hogs.
There we go.
God.
That'll be my third.
One of the worst movies ever. I mean, that's worse. That's worse than Battlefield Earth. But at least Battlefield Earth has a cult following. Wild Hogs doesn't.
Yeah. I like Battlefield Earth. The year he chose that, so I try to be different.
Wild frickin'. And why did I know it right away? That's the question. Top 3 anti-hero characters, book or film. Bob, go ahead.
Boba Fett, Carnage, and then Venom.
Neil?
I am going to go with Jax Teller from Sons of Anarchy because he is an anti-hero. He's an evil crap. People are like, oh, he's a hit. No, he's not a hero. He's an evil piece of crap. He's an anti-hero. So Jax Teller from Sons of Anarchy. Then Eisenberg from Breaking Bad. Because he starts off as a good guy, but he then becomes an anti-hero. And then the biggest, most obvious anti-hero of them all, Dexter. He's a serial killer, but he only kills other, really evil people. So he knows that he's evil, but he still kills other, he only kills other evil people, other serial killers, other murderers, stuff like that. So yeah, those are my 3.
I want to take mine back because Carnage is a bad guy. So like would Marty from Ozark be a anti-hero?
Who?
Marty from Ozark, the main guy.
I wouldn't mark him. It's not really I don't think there's any.
He does some bad things. Anyways, go ahead, Paul.
All right. So, Guy Pearce's character Leonard from Memento.
Oh yeah, no, that's a good one.
Brad Pitt / Edward Norton, Jack from Fight Club.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the anti-hero of them all, Deadpool.
Oh,
yeah. No, Deadpool's a good one.
I forgot
Deadpool
about
is a
that.
good one. Oh yeah, BCM had a good one in chat. Van Diesel in Pitch Black. Riddick. That's a good anti-hero. Riddick's a good anti-hero. Yeah.
The first one was pretty good.
All right. Top 3 Quentin Tarantino films.
I will go with True Romance. Still one of the greatest. The cast in that movie is just phenomenal. It's absolutely phenomenal. So I'll go True Romance, Reservoir Dogs, and Pulp Fiction.
Inglourious Bastards, Kill Bill. I'm going to combine them, volume 1 and 2 together.
Okay.
Because you can't not say Pulp Fiction. Bob.
I can't say Pulp Fiction.
No. You can't not say Pulp Fiction.
Yeah. Did he do Django Unchained?
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Okay, so Pulp Fiction, Django Unchained.
I take Inglourious Bastards back. I'll tell you what mine is. I looked up to make sure that I didn't miss one. Go ahead, Bob.
I'm trying to think what else he did. I'll say Kill Bill.
From Dusk Till Dawn.
Oh,
good, but it's not as good. I'm sorry, but I can't believe none of you else, no one else said True Romance. That film is the bomb. That is so awesome. That movie.
Did you know that The Rock was written by Quentin Tarantino?
No.
Well, he did write a lot of stuff that he then never directed or put himself in the movie of.
Top 3 martial arts films.
Enter the Dragon, Ip Man, and Rapid Fire.
Me or you?
You can go ahead, Bones.
This is a tough one because I'm not a huge fan of kung fu movies, so people are gonna roll their eyes. But I'm Shang-Chi, number 1. I love the fight scene in Shang-Chi. It was awesome. Ong Bak. I don't know if you guys remember that or
Yeah,
know about
I know that one. Yeah.
And I agree with you, Nev. Ip Man was probably my next favorite. Well, no. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. That's my third.
All right, I'm going to go with Shanghai Noon, Kung Pao, and Kung Fu Hustle.
Oh, God.
Those are the good ones.
Go with the
Those were
comedies,
actually
why
pretty
not?
good.
Bring it down. Bring the tone of conversation down. Yeah, why not? Go with the comedies.
Top 3 films based off of games. Okay. Number 1, and he didn't say what type of game, Clue is at number 1. Clue is definitely at number 1. Then I'm going to have to say the original Mortal Kombat.
Yes.
And I don't care. I loved it.
No.
Jean-Claude Van Damme in Street Fighter.
Yeah, no.
That whole movie.
I liked it, yeah.
Street Fighter is one of mine. Street Fighter, Tron. Because it is. I mean, the thing is, it's
Tron
kind of Tron is kind of chicken and egg.
Yes.
That's kind of chicken and egg. So I would go. I would go Street Fighter. See, you go Street Fighter because of Jean-Claude Van Damme.
No, I go Street Fighter because of Raul Julia.
Yeah, I go Street Fighter because Kylie Minogue as Tammy. You got to remember, I'm a major simp for Kylie Minogue.
You are a simp for Kylie Minogue.
I'm a big simp for Kylie. A big simp for Kylie Minogue.
I'm a Raul Julia simp, so it works.
And then the original Mortal Kombat, not the new one.
Yeah. That's and Bob, did you answer one?
No. So I have to agree. My number 1 is the original Mortal Kombat movie. I think that's the best, still to this day, the best video game movie ever made. I can watch it even to this day, but and just both Sonic movies, because I don't think there's really anything.
Oh God, both Sonic movies.
Dude, they're great.
Look, I'm just glad that none of us said Super Mario Brothers. I love Bob Hoskins. I do. I love Bob Hoskins. I love John Leguizamo. I think they're great actors, but my God, did they sell themselves short making that movie?
I saw that in theaters as a kid, and I was like, "What the?" Even as a kid, I was like, "What the hell is
this?" Who played Koopa in that movie?
Some famous guy.
Oh, what's the Oh God, it's the same bad guy from Speed. What's his name?
It's the same bad guy from Speed. It's the same bad guy from Stay Tuned.
Oh God!
Do you remember that show? Do you remember that movie? John Ritter getting sucked into the TV.
Can't think of his. I can't think of the actor's name, which is terrible because he's a really good actor. He was in True Romance. He was the dad in True Romance. For goodness' sake, why can't I think of his name? Oh, that's going to bug the crap out of me now.
Okay, I'm looking up. I'm
IMDbing that right now.
Jeffrey Jones.
No, it's not Jeffrey Jones.
No, the piece of crap Jeffrey Jones. No. Who? You're telling me that
Dennis Hopper. Dennis Hopper.
Oh, that was Dennis Hopper.
Oh,
Dennis Hopper.
Dennis Hopper.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, a couple people put. In fact, 3 people put it in chat while I was still checking it out on IMDb.
All right. So that finishes off. Bones, what you got coming up over there on Bones 88's Twitch channel?
Lots of stuff. Always Star Wars, Galaxy of Heroes, Grand Arena. We sometimes like to do dailies. We just hang out whenever I have the time. I do Marvel Strike Force dailies, and they have a Grand Arena. And then after that, it's usually Summer's Glory or just some random game, whatever I'm playing, if I feel like doing that. So, and also, whenever you say, plug our thing tomorrow too.
I will. Neil, what you got?
GAC. I should get back into a rhythm with Runes of Magic as well. Those are my only 2.
All right. So I'll probably do some more Summoner's Glory on the Escape Podcast channel when you're not doing Runes of Magic.
Mm-hmm.
But tomorrow we're going to link in the Discord when it goes live. Bones and I will be appearing on Saf's Summoning Circle. It was supposed to happen last week. I ended up in the hospital in the ER. I'm fine. It's all right. Just couldn't breathe because of the pain. And then so that's gonna happen. But we'll see what happens with my speed with everything that's going on. I should be back into the swing of things by Monday. You know, we'll see what happens here. Anything else, guys?
I don't think so.
All right.
Spread the wealth on the Vicodin.
No, I didn't get any of that.
What?
I didn't.
Really? That sucks.
I didn't. I'll tell you what they gave me later. But I'll find somebody that we're gonna raid. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you for listening to the show. Thank you for watching the show. And we love you guys. The support that has been shown in the past 30 days has been amazing. And a big heartfelt thank you to all of you for that support. And I am going to call them out. Hell's Damned
UK.
Hell's Damned UK. You have gone crazy. We really do, as we said, appreciate all the support that you've shown the channel in the past 30 days. You are the new captain.
You are the new captain. You have taken that mantle from DMV.
Yeah, who we truly do miss.
We miss.
He retired from the game.
He retired from the game. Yeah.
So thank you, Run DMV. You were in our guild as well, or my guild, and we thank you for your time. Ours because of Bob. Yep.
Yes,
that's true. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Be nice to each other, damn it. Neil, it's my turn to say it. Push the button.
Okie dokie.
What's going on? Where the hell are we? Paris?
Thank you for pressing the self-destruct button.
Attention! This is Colonel Sanders in forward command. Abandon ship! Abandon ship! All personnel proceed to escape pods. Close down the circuits. Evacuate the city. Self-destruct mechanism has been activated. Abandon ship! Where is it? Where is it? It's gonna be here. Out of order! Even in the future, nothing works.
This ship will self-destruct in exactly 10 seconds. Counting down. 10, 9, 8, 6.
6! What happened to 7?
Just kidding. 3, 2, 1. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Hello, friends. This is Thaddeus from Going Nerdy. The Escape Podcast was filmed in front of a live studio audience full of tweaked out murder bears.
Sit, Ubu, sit. Good dog.